Well, as some of you know, some of you that have been around since the early days, until probably 3 years ago, I was a little apologetic about using the word God, because I thought that for obvious reasons, the association for so many people was a barrier. So when I did use the God word, I would always either apologize for it and or explain it very carefully. But now I trust your understanding. You don't need me to explain everything. So now I use it. Now I use it much more freely and liberally. And actually, I'm going. You very very rarely hear me talk in Vedantic terms anymore, because my where I started from with my Christian roots, and I said to my mother, aged 7, so what was that, 55 so years ago, I said, I feel that everything is God's dream, and our job is to make God's dream as pleasant as possible. That was this early childhood, childish intuition, and having then had to forget that intuition, go out into the world, have that intuition reawakened in my mid-teens, exploring the Sufi, the Vedantic, the Tantric traditions. I now find myself coming all the way full circle and reading Meister Eckhart and speaking about God's infinite being. How many times have I mentioned the word awareness or consciousness this week? I don't think I've only just noticed it, but actually I hardly at all.
Like knowing that place for the first time.
Yes.
You've come right full circle.
Yeah. So I think I'm speaking just. It's like well, you know, as an artist, it's like in the early days, a musician in your case, you spend a lot of time practicing your scales and arpeggios. You have to do that until they're just, you play them like you breathe. And then when you do that, then you leave them. Then you can take off. You don't always want to be playing, but you have to have that as the ground. Once that's your ground, then you can take off. But you can't take off. If you try and take off without that, your work is superficial. It has all the semblance of freedom, but it's not real freedom. It's a kind of pastiche of freedom. You have to have the real structure underneath you. So after 45 years of thinking about these matters and 12 or 13 years of speaking or writing about them, the ground is there. And it's available in my books and YouTube channels. So I can say things now to you without having to explain them. I can say, like I said this morning, what is known is really unknown. And what we think is unknown is all that is truly known. I can say that. I don't have to then spend 5 minutes explaining it. Because poets don't like explaining their words. You just get them by inspiration, or you don't, and there'll be another opportunity later. And so now I feel I can take off with all of you. And actually, it's you that all give me permission to do this. What happened at the end of the... What happened at the end of the meeting today was something very special. That's the way God lets me know. Just keep on doing what you're doing. But he says that to me, not directly. He says it through all of you. It's you that give me the message. Yeah. And what happened at the end of the meeting today was that message, and it just every time I let go of my Vedantic and Sufi background. Every time I let go and I take off, I just get the message. Just take off more. Just go further. So, I know I've said this before, but I think you all understand this now. And this was a misunderstanding I had in the early days, that the teacher could have came into a meeting such as this with some extraordinary knowledge that he or she has and disseminates it like a history professor or something. It's so not like that. The teaching, in fact, I bumped into an old friend in the corridor just before this meeting, and he was saying, I haven't been for 3 years, and the teaching has evolved so much, and the teaching does evolve. I don't design it, I don't plan it. It surprises me. You know, I said things this morning that I had never thought about before, and when I hear them, I think, oh, that's nice. I'd never thought of that before, and it happens as a result of this interaction.
Yeah.
It doesn't happen when I'm on my own. When I'm on my own, I'm not formulating these ideas. It happens out of this interaction. So it's the community that has matured with me, and me that's matured with the community, and it's our interaction.
It's like my choir. That doesn't happen on its own.
Yeah, no, it is.
It?
It's an interaction,
Yeah.
and the teaching is what it is today,
Yeah.
not just because of me.
Yeah.
Yes, I bring my 45 years of exploration and practice, but it happens in response to the quality of the depth of love and interest that you all bring in. It's this interaction that is great, and we're all taking off together. I feel that the community and the teaching, everything is taking off together, and that's something that it brings me to my knees.